We're live on YouTube. We're going to be going on Facebook. All right, we're streaming on Facebook. Hit me off when we're good. All right, we're good. We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, your trading problems solved right now. No, this is not a hoax, nor is it a gimmick. I will prove it to you, and so much more. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. So many great things we're going to discuss with you today, including can all your trading problems be solved right now? The answer is an emphatic yes, and I'm going to prove it to you. Just keep in mind, by watching this video, you are agreeing to hold me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live harmless and not responsible for anything. And by continuing to watch, you agree to those terms. Okay, so here's the thing. When you look at a trader in today's day and age, yourself included, prove it to yourself and look at your stats. You're winning, you're losing, you're breaking even-ish. Every trader is there, or you're not trading. You're not doing anything, right? Every trader is there. But what you'll notice about all four of these traders, with the exception of the one who doesn't trade, but even when the one who doesn't trade does trade, we're talking about active traders here in general. One thing they all share in common is, you ready? You ready? They all have winning and losing trades. They all have winning and losing trades. And certain traders trade at better times of the day, which means that a strategy must be conducive for A, and first and foremost, I won't even call it A because it's not a list of things. It's here's number one. Number one is if you're not psychologically able to handle the trade, you're not going to be able to make money. Now, I'm going to show you how I could solve your problems with maybe just the information you know. I'll share with you what I know. I don't know what you know, but you're going to be able to garner and take pieces and fill in those empty spaces, those voids within your trading puzzle, and you will be able to fill them in a way that was never seen before by yourself. So just stay tuned on this one. So this is what happens. The market opens. There's a group of traders who, A, it's so obvious, like to trade during those first market minutes from the open in the morning, the first 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. There are traders who like to trade between 9:30 and 10, some of them as early as 9:30. So, and you have a group of traders who don't want to do that, who don't want to do that. Some people don't even have the software to do that. That's another thing. Some people's trading softwares are not conducive for very quick hyper scalp trades. If you're with any broker and you're using a broker for whatever reason, you'll probably notice that. When you set up a trade, some people it takes over 2 minutes to set up a trade. Other people can be ready to buy a stock, especially Newsbeat bandits in our room, in a matter of seconds. So as a broadcaster and as a trader with, I would just use the word common sense, you need to find strategies that work at every moment of the day. And if you do not have a solid thing through every point of the day, you should just ignore that portion of the day. If you make money between 10 and 11 o'clock more consistently than any other time, what time do you think I'm going to tell you should be trading throughout the day? Now, let me actually take you through the strategies because this is going to be eye-opening. So if you were in the Newsbeat room, how did it work today? If you were a Newsbeat bandit, you were probably focusing on Boeing, as I was too. And you know what we did? We did a one and done. We bought through this 1 minute high of 358.53. The stock popped up to 359.93, and thousands of dollars were all over the place. That move alone on Boeing, that conviction to watch Boeing, that conviction to keep your eye ready on Boeing was enough to make most people's days. Now, from somebody who is a responsible moderator, I'm not here trying to load you in as many positions as possible. In fact, I know for a fact that that trade alone will be the high point of a majority of people's days. Meaning, for example, some of you 5 grand, 6 grand, 2 grand, $100, $500, $1,000 made on a name like this today in the room. I would say that top of your P&L where you sold after you closed out your Boeing would have been your high P&L of the day. How many of you guys want to admit that after Boeing in the room, and then I'll get right back to the episode? How many of you guys want to admit in the room that after that Boeing trade, that was your P&L high of the day? You, me, you still made money, and I'll tell you how I did it too. Very well, did very well. Me, you had to tear down every step of the way, and if you didn't, you're probably in trouble. That's right, that's right, and we'll go over those trades too. So we did a one and done strategy. Now, this one and done strategy, we were basically sharing with you last week, Sunday, 2 days ago, and yesterday. And we were sharing this strategy with you, and it just looks simply like this. And we removed steps 4 and 5. Now, you'll notice on Boeing, you could have had 4 and 5 inclusive on those steps. And you know what I do as a responsible moderator? I say, guys, if you want to shut down your system and leave right now, I'll see you later. That's what I'm saying on the broadcast 3, 4 minutes into the day. As soon as I say that, you know what happens to the number of members signed into our room? Plop, 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 plop. A landslide of users log off. So think about it. You're in a trading room. 4 minutes later, you hit a net. I mean, you crushed it. I mean, Boeing, those calls exploded. If you took common stock, which a lot of you did, it also exploded. Within 4 minutes of you buying that stock, it went to 360.77 from 358.53. That's a $2.24 move utilizing exactly the strategy we showed you yesterday and on Sunday. This strategy, exactly that. Now, the day goes on, and I'm thinking of buying through the one exponentially moving average here. So what happened was Boeing flushed under 358.47. I bought it, and then it went down. Now the trick was to this position is that I was taking 10% of the size of my original position. Because once I made that money in Boeing, there was no chance in the world I was giving it back. That was just not going to happen. You know, being able to be happy with a P&L is one of the most hardest things that traders can do. Traders are like, I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to let it ride. I'm winning. That's a good thing. We also gave you a strategy on Sunday that we we spelled it out with an exact strategy for you. We literally spelled out what we were doing with the earnings names, with these earnings names. And what we said was just buy the opposite gap direction. So I have traders messaging me, emailing me, talking about the thousands of dollars they made while sitting on their butts and taking it slow today, based on not over trading, based on the strategy we shared with you on Sunday. And let's look at that. Let's look at and this strategy is in Sunday's Newsbeat episode. So here's a 5-minute chart of calls. What we said is if a stock gaps down, buy calls relatively early, like right near the open. Calls opened up a couple minutes later. You couldn't have touched those options until the stock was halfway down this red bar. And what did we say? Because it gapped down, buy calls. And if you did that, you hit a home run, or you had the opportunity at least to hit a home run, because the stock rallied from around 54.15 and went to 57.71. I saw those options, they exploded. They were up like 4 times in value. The out of the money calls and calls, meaning one of these plays could have paid for everything. But fortunately enough for you, every trade paid for itself. TJ Maxx gapped up. What did we say? Always go in the contrary direction. Look at that move. That's a 5-minute. Opened up at 53.50. Dropped to 51.28. hit our algorithmic trend line, as you see here, and bounced perfectly. So people in the Newsbeat live room also knew when they were short TJX or in the puts of TJX that they needed to get out there because we had an algorithmic trend line right exactly at that day low. You think this is a coincidence that we're able to nail the tops and bottoms of stocks? Happens a little too frequently to be luck, in my opinion. How about yesterday's level of 356.40 in Netflix as resistance? Right over there. Now, this is something that other traders just waited for all day because you have a number of traders who only take these levels. So they came up, went right against the trend line here and just flushed. Just literally broke my algorithmic resistance by 3 cents. By 3 cents. We were 3 cents off the top of Netflix. And then you have traders who are just doing those types of trades. And then earlier we had there was a bull flag name. What was it? ARRY. We called a long on the 5 minute right here. We called a long on the 5 minute right over here. And the stock just took off. Now there's some people like that 5 minute formation. Here is my argument. Here is my argument. This is what I'm going to teach you right now. This is the point I'm making. You show me a strategy where I use this example again, where you buy at 50, have a stop at 49, and a take profit at 53. And I guarantee you 99% of those traders sold, did not sell at 53. Did not hit even if the stock goes to 55. 99% of the traders will not hold till 53. You're smarter than that. Might hold something, 10, 20%. Most of you wouldn't hold half. Not if you want some form of consistency, you wouldn't hold half. And then there are traders who like the one and done. And then there are traders who like the high five that comes after 10 o'clock. And then there are traders who are just watching the trend line names, which can happen at any point of the day and won't trade anything else. The point is, I don't really care what everyone else makes. I don't care what I make. You shouldn't care what everyone else makes. What can you make? Is this something, when you see this strategy, something you want to apply to your trading? So a bunch of traders came in this morning. This is the first one we did. And we had market orders ready to buy Boeing. We set up before the market starts. We're ready. We have the contract, the size, everything. And we are one button away from buying Boeing. Me, the options. Other people just market order in shares. Here's a 1 minute chart. Stock opens right here at 358.03. Comes up right here. We say we're going to buy through 358.53. Kabang. Instant gratification. Your day is over. Hundreds and hundreds of traders around you logged off from the chat. Hundreds of people are just bye-bye. Hundreds of traders are doing that. Hundreds of traders are just getting our game plan in the morning, understanding what we're doing, and are trading remotely without even using the chat, just doing the one and done themselves. You don't really need me there to spell out this trade. It's perfectly defined, step by step by step by step by step. It is easy. There are traders out there who that is their whole day. How many of you guys would have been happy catching that one move today, watching your options go through the ceiling? What if that was your only trade today? Traders who are not consistent or inconsistently not making money in this market have to change something they're doing immediately. If you keep trying to perfect the same thing over and over and over again, try a different strategy. That is one of the reasons why we share so many strategies. Why not master one strategy? Do you know when you're surrounded by so many people talking in your ear all day, you're having like 20, 10, 15, 30 different strategies thrown at you? and there's either too many strategies thrown at you or too many names thrown at you where you have to watch the same strategy but with 100 names. Could you imagine a large group of traders looking at Boeing at the same time, looking for the same thing to happen? It's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. We know where the robots are going to be. We're not doing 120,000 we're not doing 400,000 shares of Boeing in the room. We're not at that level. That's the robots. Nobody's at that level if you consider them non-human. This was a lot of people's days. Now, if you're a struggling trader and you don't know what to do, imagine getting something like this just about every single day. I'm not saying it looks like Boeing. I'm not even saying it's Boeing, but you'll get an idea for this type of trade every single day. What if that was your entire day? What if by 9:32, 9:33 a.m. you were done for your day and you could have made as much money as you wanted? It's Boeing. You could size in that thing any which way you could ever imagine. Made good profit with cold calls. Now, what if you're a trader who didn't want to complex things, didn't want to have to be quick, didn't want to do these things, and we come to you on Sunday with a strategy? We come to you on Sunday with a strategy that just is awesome. What do we say? We say if it gaps down, buy calls. That has been statistically working lately. And you put a set amount of money and you could ride that thing as high as you want. I mean, this stock, once you're up 3 points in your favor, at that point, it's on you, the trade. That's your own issue to be up money and decide when to take profits. If you're in TJX, the one that gapped up today, and you shorted this thing, home run. Look at that. Look at those red bars because it gapped up. Home Depot gapped down. If you applied it to this strategy, look at this. It opened up at 187.40. In an hour and a half went to 191.70. In 5 minutes after it opened up at 187.13, it went right to 188.60, 189.04, and then 190.20. Even just these three bars were enough. You didn't need to ride it all the way to 192.52. You didn't need to be up $5.40 in Home Depot to appreciate what just happened. And do you know how many people in this room just took a set number of dollars of these three names because these were the three earnings names we were watching and just did the exact opposite on those three names and made money on all three names? Did nothing, sat on their butts, no psychological toxicity, up money every step of the way like this. hmm God, trading is so grindy today. Wow, look at my P&L. Up, up a lot, up a lot, up. Watching your P&L stay green while moving up and down. That is what holding these three earnings names were like today. And believe me, the up move was more gratifying than any down move which happened in this chart. Look at that. Look at that beautiful up move. I mean, give me a break. These are home run type statistical ideas, which honestly I come out and I give to you for free. I give that to you for free. But would you like to know the names we're actually applying these on before the market opens? Would you like to know in real time what we're watching, the earnings names we're watching? Would you like to know our focus is the one and done on Boeing today? And we had just about every single trader in the room. There were other one and dones that work. Just about every single trader in the room watching nothing but Boeing this morning. Then what do I say? I say, if you're happy with your day, sign off right now. I even try to give you a warning so you hear a verbal cue to lock in your money and not overtrade. And if you are afraid of overtrading, Sunday's evolutionary gathering video goes step by step by step for ways that you do not have to overtrade. And if you applied that today, if you applied anything we do in the Newsbeat live room today, and you traded it accordingly and actually did the right thing every step of the way, what happens if you're up money, for example, today, and you want to hold on to your winning day, but you still think you're going to trade more? What would you do? I'll ask the room. What would you do? What would you do? You made money on TJX as well. Alfonso loved the strategy. Well, I'll tell you what you would do. You would go lighter on the next trade. Of course, you'd size way down. That's what I do. So I open up light on Boeing, and then I start spelling out, guys, I'm taking 5, 10, 3, 1 contract. You're like, what happened to Mark? He was like a ferocious animal in the morning with Boeing, and then he turned into a little timid bunny rabbit. What happened? Mark was smart. Mark was not going to give away his day. Mark crushed it on this move, crushed it for a 1 2 minute play. I crushed it, and then I moved on. And then I was like, okay, now I just tear down. If I'm going to take anything, I'll buy 1 contract, 5 contracts. I'll risk 5% of my initial Boeing size, 10% of my initial Boeing size, 2% of my initial Boeing size. What am I going to do? Try to make more money? Is that like really what trader is that is the gambling mentality? You had an opportunity in the morning. You had another opportunity in the morning. We shared both those strategies with you on Sunday and Monday. Did you do any of them today? If you did both, congratulations. If you did one out of the two, congratulations. If you did not do any of those strategies, what did you do then that worked today? Would have you been happy personally? And again, I don't care. You know, it's funny. Testimonials are the funniest things in the world. At the same time, they warm your heart as a broadcaster to get them. But at the same time, it's like you're listening on the other end. What does that mean for you? And what I am going to do is I'm going to put a full dedication on helping traders discover who they are. Stay tuned. Something big is about to come out. You're going to have to understand what works for you. And no matter what works for him, me, them, that person, that person, that person, very likely does not work for you. Most of the time. The vast majority of the time will not work for you. So, how does a trader discover themselves? How does a trader stop over trading? For example, well, I went into a full video on, again, I know I keep referring to that damn video. Watch the bleep word video. All right. How else do I put? You think I'm going to send you a DVD in the mail to watch at your own convenience? You think I'm going to send you a CD? You think I'm going to send you a telegram with those guys in the red and white striped hats and tuxedos and one's playing the piano like in Family Guy? You think like that's how I convey information to you? Do you think I sit here and I spend all this time actually doing this stuff because I am not trying to bring you value on the other end? This program started out as a program to me to offer the members of the Newsbeat live room. It was never public before. It turned public because I wanted to expand my reach and help traders like you. Traders like you find a strategy that can work for you. I will have something out very shortly that is going to help change your life as a trader forever. It's going to help you discover which strategies actually work for you. And that is the most important thing as a trader. Not works for me, him, her, that. That's why I give you so many strategies. What I have learned is if you give people strategies where you take psychology first and you actually try to put them in a position where they're up money immediately, like in Boeing, you give people strategies like that, a lot of people will grasp onto that. I know. I mean, I've been broadcasting 12 years now as to this day. It's a very long time. It's a very long time that I've been a trading broadcaster. I know what works for rooms and what doesn't work for rooms. What I am doing works for the majority of people. Nobody will be able to say that truthfully. Nobody else will be able to say that truthfully. You can find a strategy. Once you understand what works for you, I can't guarantee anything in this market, but for myself personally, I would guarantee myself that that is the best way to become successful as a trader. Who said trading had to be a 9 to 4 job, a 9:30 to 4 job? For some of you guys, 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard till 7 o'clock at night, you're in front of the market 13 hours a day. What if making money didn't have to be that difficult? What if all the news research, all the algorithmic levels, all the algorithmic volume, the thing that is most likely to happen, happened? What if we took all that guessing work out and you just had to watch Boeing break the top of the 1 minute candle? What if that's all you had to do to make money today? What if you just took the opposite of exactly what we were telling you again on that darn video on Sunday that you better have watched? Evolutionary Gathering, the last one, it's in the playlist. Watch it. Maybe, just maybe, if you do these strategies, your life will change around. Your life will change around. I don't mean your trading. Your trading changes around. No, your entire life, including trading, changes around. You know how many emails I get that I don't share with you guys that I really will. I am going to start sharing these people who are telling me they are just nicer people in general, and people's girlfriends and boyfriends and husbands and wives are telling their partner that they've changed as a person, they're more relaxed, they're less edgy because of this strategy. Colton, can you post the link to Sunday's Evolutionary Gathering? Por favor, sir. Thank you. So, you have to understand that when you're in this situation in the market and you have people throwing 20 strategies at you, and I'm telling you the vast majority of them are not going to work for you, how do you know which one works for you? I try to help you with that path of self-discovery. I will be having something out shortly that turns it into an absolute science, and it's easy to interpret. And trading is about the things you do when you're not in front of the market, not what you do while you're watching the market. And that's what makes a successful trader. So, our levels for tomorrow, might as well, right? I mean, we were 3 cents off the Netflix high today. I mean, for me, I can scalp these levels pretty easily, whether even if I'm trying to make like a dime or 15 cents or, on a Netflix, maybe 50 cents or a dollar. Of course, it would have paid off more, but these levels don't always hit. When they do, I have an easy time buying through support and shorting through resistance. These levels change every single day. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I hope I tried to address your trading problems, enlightened you that most strategies, everyone included, will usually not work for you. You have to find, and if you're not making money, you have to find one strategy that does. One strategy that does. I humbly believe that a strategy like the one and done, or the strategy we gave you on Sunday's evolutionary gathering video, I humbly believe that that could be a solution to all your trading problems. I hope you guys were enlightened by this Newsbeat show, and thank you for traders like you that make the Newsbeat show and the Newsbeat Live Room T3's #1 largest, fastest growing trading room. Happy trading, make money, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.